Oh, g'day, folks, and welcome back to Wind Against Tide, Day 4 at the BIA 60th Melbourne Boat Show. We are live once again. Dave Standing, Adrian Lutz here, and we've got a very, very special guest on today. We've got
Mozzarella.
James Matarazzo from Sav Winch. Mate, thanks for joining us on the podcast.
Hey, not just Savwinch. He started doing his YouTubing well before Savwinch.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell us a little about your YouTube journey.
Yeah, so it started off with fishing Victoria. So obviously I do most of my fishing, Port Phillip Bay, Western Port. But since I started to do the odd trip New South Wales and my goal was to travel around Australia, I've changed it up a bit and changed it to James's Fishing Adventures. So JFA. And no matter where I go in Australia, in the world exactly, pretty much whatever I chase, I can upload some content and just sorts that name out and yeah.
That's awesome, mate. And can I just say, Joe, that intro had so much gusto. I was very impressed with the energy you brought to that. So good job, mate. Keep it up.
Yeah, no problems.
So James, what's your role here at the boat show? I know you've been on the live stage yesterday.
Yeah, so I've done a couple of presentations for myself and just giving Savage a hand on stage. So yeah, got some good deals going, but it's a good boat show. It hasn't been around for about 3 years now. Now it's at Docklands out in the water. Luckily enough, we've had some decent weather and it's pretty busy, so it's going good.
I know. I noticed you guys didn't put any roofs over your stand. That was pretty ballsy.
Or any security on the winches.
We just had to give it a go and we fluked it, I guess.
I know. We've been very lucky. We've had a tiny bit of rain yesterday morning, really, wasn't it?
Well, it wasn't a tiny bit of rain yesterday morning. I remember walking from the hotel room and we got flooded. And you know what actually happened? It was funny because Dave started walking. And I go, I'll be back in 1 second. So I walked into a convenience store, in and out with an umbrella. And Dave's walking in the rain. He goes, you get yourself one, did you? I'm like, absolutely.
Well, I told you guys I was going to save you from the rain. I had some real estate umbrellas.
Yeah, but you were sleeping at this stage, Joey.
Probably no help at 8 o'clock in the morning when it was absolutely the heavens opened up and just drenched the Docklands. So.
They came a little bit too late. So we should probably talk to James since he's here and not talk about umbrellas.
Yes, I want to talk to James. James, I've been fishing for a long time, and one of the reasons I used to go fishing with my uncle, and one of the reasons why he brings me because he's like, yeah, I got the anchor winch on board.
Yeah.
And he's
Joe's about to try and get a deal, by the way.
No.
I can sense it coming.
No. I want to know about anchor winches.
Yep.
We're at a boat show. People that are thinking about getting an anchor winch on their boat. What's some of the
features,
key deciding factors about selecting the right anchor winch for your boat?
Should maybe we watch a scientific video someone's put together about them?
Well, let's use an example boat size to make it easy for James. Let's say a 5 meter runabout.
So generally the Sav winches, there's a few models to choose from, but generally a 450 will go up to a 4.5 meter boat, with the 880 going up to 5.5, and then list goes on. The most common is probably 1,000. That way, a lot of guys got a 5.5 fiberglass because they're a lot heavier than the alloy, up to a 7 meter fiberglass boat, which makes 1,000 most popular. And pretty much in between all those size ranges, there's 3 models to choose from. So there's a CS, an SS, and a triple S. So obviously you're good, better, and best. You get for what you pay for, and obviously you got your warranty and your material within that range too.
Look at this guy go. He's definitely a salesman.
And I want to know, does it having an anchor winch, once you fit that onto a boat, does it put any additional stress on your battery?
Good question. With the Sav winches, it doesn't draw too much power, and most of the time, if not all the time, when you're using a winch, your outboards are going to be running.
Joey.
So, yeah, generally when you're anchoring, your motor's on, which is charging your battery. So you shouldn't have to worry at all. But obviously, if you're running a Minn Kota, a couple of sounders, live scopes, bits and pieces like that, then it's worth getting a dual battery setup, crossover, and that way you've got nothing to worry about.
Now, another question is that people always want to know is the boat to anchor chain ratio. What's the go with that?
Great question.
Oh, that's awesome, Adrian. Well done.
That's a very good question. So the rule of thumb with chain is generally the boat length, but add a couple meters to just get you going. But there is general link and short link chain. Obviously, short link's a bit better because it's got more links, which mean more material and obviously weight. So yeah, good rule of thumb is so for example, if you've got a 6 meter boat, anywhere from 7 meter short link onwards is the way to go. And then on top of that, it's not just about the weight of the chain too, it's about the length, because as soon as the chain goes up, no matter what anchor you have, you will slip. So if you've got that good ratio with the chain, that anchor will stay on the bottom and you have nothing to worry about.
Okay, so say I had a 3 meter polycraft Tuffy. What sort of anchor winch?
I think you just want a house brick for one of them, don't you?
No, because am I right in thinking that's the vessel you're currently rocking?
Yeah, I got that little Tuffy. It's going good. I got no need for a winch, unfortunately, for that boat, because I just do a bit of plastic fishing and stuff. But yeah, I'm looking at that's very good to get underneath structure and stuff. So that's why I like it. But
yeah,
as far as filming episodes, it is a pain because the water gets the lens and stuff like that. So I'm currently looking at getting a probably a 5 meter Quintrex or something for that sort of stuff, a live scope and a Minn Kota.
Awesome.
And but I'm mainly looking at swapping over my Markham Dominator for a 600 Bass Strait or an Edencraft 565 or something like that. That just does the job for both the bay and offshore if you want to chase some tuna.
James, did you know that Powerball's jackpotted to, I think, 120 million for next Thursday? Have you taken a ticket for that?
I don't know, mate. I just got to...
I don't think he needs it. I've seen these Savwinch guys getting around in their Tommy Hilfiger jackets.
I actually have.
Reckon they're doing all right?
Get a bit nice and classy, mate.
Do you reckon Savwinch is maybe sponsoring this boat for JFA?
I think they should. Let's get him on board for him. He probably doesn't need a harrow.
Is there much of a wait time for a brand new Bass Strait at the moment?
Generally, for boats these days, I think it's quite a bit, at least a year wait for most boats.
Oh, yeah.
Especially outboards, they're hard to get in. Even if you've got one already and you need some parts, it takes like a year just to get the right parts. So it's got to do with the brands and stuff like that. So there's Honda, Yamaha, Mercury being your top ones, and yeah, there is a bit of a wait with all this stuff that's going on at the moment, and price is increasing. But yeah.
Well, we look forward to seeing how that expands your YouTube channel in the future. What have you been filming lately?
Lately, so now obviously it's time for the big squid. It's probably the best time of the year, to be honest, because you can not only get a nice fed of whiting, some big squid, so 40, 50 centimetre hood from anywhere from Flinders, Portsea, Queenscliff, down the mouth ends of the bays in Western Port and Port Phillip Bay. But not only that, the snapper are actually making their way in now, and you will get the odd fish. But give it another couple of weeks. With this rain, it's cooled the water temp down. But give it another couple of weeks, and you should get into a few. So you boys have been doing good in Western Port on the Reds too. So
I tell you what, you're absolutely right about those big spawning calamari at the minute. I've a good mate of mine, Sezzy, who lives down Balnarring Beach. Actually, last week she was taking her morning stroll down the beach and she saw some squid eggs washed up on the beach. So if there's squid eggs getting washed up in the sand, I reckon that's a good indication those big squid will be definitely around those lower reaches of the bay.
That's right, Joey. And we had a young gun, Memphis Horan, was talking to me and Adrian when we were driving down to the boat show yesterday morning, and he mentioned when he was catching the squid at Stony Point, every squid he had about 5 or 6 following it, which is a pretty good indication that they're breeding.
It's when they're easy to catch.
That's right. Yeah. So what's the future holding with your filming, James? Obviously, just going a bigger boat.
So yeah, obviously a bigger boat to do more trips, better trips like overnighters. That way I can do catch and cooks and stuff like that. But not only that, with the 3 meter boat at the moment, I'm limited to where I can go, what I can chase. So if with a bigger boat, I can pretty much chase anything in Victoria.
It's not as impressive though. You got to do it out of the little one.
Yeah, that's why you're gonna do some nice trips on a small boat, chasing a big gummy or something like that.
No, we're talking about big tuna, big marlin, everything in the little boat. That's what we're into, aren't we?
It's the old man in the sea, mate. If you can catch a fish bigger than your boat, you've made it.
Well, I actually, not long ago, the $10 inflatable boats from Kmart?
Yeah.
I got one of them, blew it up, and I got a 45 centimetre hood squid on it for handline.
Really?
I was just hoping to get, some nice eating ones, because this was before like the time when the big ones come in.
Yep.
And I got that beauty, and I think everyone on the pier could hear me.
Was it towing the little blow up thing around?
It was a little bit.
It would, I reckon.
He's put a bit of mayo on that. I reckon it's plausible.
James, what's your favourite squid jig you're using at the minute?
Well, I've used a lot of brands and stuff like that, but I just use the InQ squid jigs. Good affordable. It's
good
actually,
old
and the
Jervis
colour and
Walker.
pattern.
yeah, I
You
haven't
can
really
tell
mentioned it yet, but I'm actually the owner of InQ Squid Tackle, so I'm proud of my product. But early next year, I've got a really good range coming. All the
Is
jigs
it
are
the
going to be
Jervis
made.
Walker Razorback? Bringing them back?
Yeah, Adrian wants
Yeah,
Razorbacks to come back.
Started off with them. Yeah, obviously $2, but yeah, you get for what you pay for, I guess.
They work.
Yeah, they work.
For,
Yeah.
for a beginner, there's nothing
Oh,
wrong
that's
with
all you need.
Exactly.
Handline, just even a $20 Kmart rod, jig, away you go.
You don't need to spend a lot of fishing. You don't need to spend a lot of money in fishing all the
yep.
time, do you? Because I remember I broke my squid rod one time, and I went out with Adrian and Winger off Mornington.
Yep.
We had a little squid competition, as you do. I put a 40-pound spool of
a spool in his pocket,
20-pound in my pocket, and tied a squid jig to the end of it.
Yep.
And these two were whipping their Aggie rods around. I think I beat them quite substantially.
No, I think
with
you beat me by 2 squid and
come on, mate.
beat Brendan by about 7.
Don't bring my story
Oh,
down.
gee.
Anyway, I outfished them. So it's true. You don't need to spend a lot of money to get into fishing. It's just nice to have the nice gear sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Well, especially if you're land-based. Look, with better gear, you will get to some spots that, cheaper gear won't. As in, for example, if you've got a $20 fiberglass rod and you're chasing some brim on some ultralight gear, it's going to be very difficult to work your soft plastic and your hard bodies. But if you had a nice, reasonable, it doesn't have to be too expensive, but a nice light graphite carbon fiber rod, you can not only work your lure, but you can get in that structure and enjoy the fight of the fish. Because a fiberglass rod obviously just impacts all those kicks and head shakes. Carbon fiber, you can feel everything through that rod, especially if you're using braid, as you guys obviously know that, which is good fun.
Yeah. The problem is with the super sensitive gear when you're fishing with Adrian, he's like, "Come on," and it's a big clump of seaweed. So
Adrian hooks squid right with his little rod, and because sometimes you actually don't know if you've got the bottom of the ssquid, but he likes to impart the pulsing for the squid.
It's funny.
So sometimes he'll hook the bottom and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm on." I'm like, "It's just you moving the rod, Adrian."
I'll get David every time.
Mate, you get yourself, I think. Awesome. Well, thanks for having a short chat with us, James. I know you're very busy up there on the Savwidge stand, so we won't keep you too long. But we hope to catch up with you again soon. And do you want to let people know what your movements are for the rest of the day? You're just going to be up there, are you?
Yep. So I'm just going to be on stage. It's Sunday today, so it's going to close at 4. So got a few more hours to go. Busy Sunday day and no rain, hopefully. So it's going to be a good day. And I'll see you guys out on the water.
That's right. And they can find you on YouTube under
James's Fishing Adventures. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, all those main social media platforms. But if you really want to follow the adventure, subscribe on YouTube, and I'll see you there.
Thanks,
Well
mate.
said, mate.
Legend.
He's plugged himself before,
We'll have
and
to
enjoy the rest of your show.
We'll have to get him to do our
Thanks,
plugs.
guys.
good on you,
Thanks,
Matter.
matey.
Appreciate
Have a
it.
good one. Cheers.